Right, today we are rocking the Gunstrike Jump Pack Dash build, the Heavy Bolt Pistol, and Power Sword. I am a huge fan of Power Sword now. I can't lie, this might actually be my favorite weapon in Assault currently, which is pretty crazy because I thought this was Assault's worst weapon for a while. But now, we're in a new age. A lot of snipers though. So many Gunstrikes active. Oh, not like this. No, that's pretty lucky of me. Getting animation locked into a sniper is never fun. One of the best things about the Billboard class is that pretty much never happens to you. And even if it does, you have so much HP, it doesn't really matter. I have a heavy bot with us today, so it'd be pretty easy. Heavy bots just build different. Let's grab this over here. Now, like I said before, I have been rocking the plasma pistol quite a bit with this build. It's still good. The AoE on the actual gunstrikes can help sometimes, but overall, missing out on headshots and having your contested health recovery with your ranged weapon tied to a charge attack, I think that's just less beneficial for us than just whipping out our side piece and blasting. It's kind of unfortunate that a lot of the ranged weapons in this game, their peak damage is completely tied to headshots. So if you don't hit headshots with bolt weapons in this game, you're going to do like nothing. And I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason a lot of players think that they do no damage. Is that with the headshots in this game, you don't hit the headshots, you will do pretty much nothing. And if you do hit the headshots, your time to kill goes up dramatically, and pretty much all of them. Especially things like the Bolt Carbine, Stalker Bolt Rifle. Oh, you should be almost dead. There we go. Oh, this build has definitely grown on me. It's pretty fun. Wings of Flame isn't as buggy as it used to be either, which is pretty nice. Oh, please don't take it from me. Heavy bot's actually too powerful. He will sometimes just shoot these things down before they even hit the ground. The Wings of Flame used to be a lot buggier than it is currently, at least in my experience. So now, that was an optimal, but that's okay. When it comes to Sword Warriors, a lot of their hitbox for their perfect dodge is very tight. Or I should say it's very close range to like where their actual sword hit is. So oftentimes you're better off dodging into them than away. Especially with their unblockable. Alright, see what we get here. I will say that increased jump pack recharge rate they did right before the official patch drop for 7.0, it is noticeable. Like, Assault's jump pack does feel better in its base state. But I do feel like the commitment perk should just be inherent to this class. The one for your guaranteed jump pack recharge.
That pitiful Xenos was but no horrid blight.
Oh, Nathaniel, thank you very much. Why does Prestige Force Sniper get a lame red cape? Excellent question. It's really more like an orange sherbet cake. That's true. You know, if anybody's watching this on like the replay, let me know. What's your least favorite prestige perk? Or anyone in chat currently too. What is your least favorite prestige like cosmetic piece for the Prestige 4? Because mine's probably the Assault's like little Tyranid skull and his jetpack. I don't think it looks very good at all. Are the Fallen real or heretical myth? That's a good question. Obviously, a heretical myth. Alright, let's push through here.
First waypoint ahead. Let us enter the camp. The camp seems deserted.
Okay, we're gonna go through here a little bit. I know there is a way to actually get like ordeals completed with mods active, or like, oh, that guy jumped behind me. Must have been going for the other bot or something. Oh, it's Cope. Look at the replay. I just used my jetpack to get out of there at that point. I don't know if that was super optimal, but whatever. I think this is currently the best fencing weapon in the game at the moment, though. Fencing power sword is pretty peak. Does a lot of damage for a fencing weapon as well. That power roll these guys. Well, I got 2 of them. More than I expected. So I was wrong in the video I upload today as well, or like whenever this video actually comes out, that you can infinitely shield cancel the shield bash on the Bulwark, though I don't think the Bulwark shield bash is all that good outside of like triggering parry effects. Because there are a couple good perks for it, though it's 30% damage increase on the shield bash. That used to be bugged. I'm not sure if it is anymore. But it wasn't functioning at all for like a month plus. And knowing Saber, it's probably still not functioning.
Codes obtained. Captain, codes secured. The Emperor provides.
Proceed to the Promethium refinery and complete the demolition preparations.
Totally the one I wanted there. Let's grab you. Before I get shot in the face by the Devourer. I was shocked at how many people think Armor of Contempt is a good perk on Bulwark, though. It's not like the worst thing ever. Like, damage is a damage, but it's definitely not remotely as good as some of the other options. I'm just gonna throw a shock grenade here when he decides to like hit shit of himself. Oh, I put a little too up. Or did I? Quite the dance of contested HP right there.
Commencing reload. That pitiful secret sector is cleansed.
Oh, that's really delayed. Click on that. Right now we can actually search the bodies. Actually, we already getting that. We already finished. Let's get out of here. I'm not gonna waste my time going for the ammo crate. I don't much care. We're not really gonna run out on this build anyway. Some we have bots. Usually, I'm more worried about running out of ammo if I'm playing in like a true solo, because often, if you run out of ammo with bots, they'll handle like a lot of the flying guys for you. Especially now with their relic weapons.
Avenging angel at your disposal. The lifeblood of the Astrominator. Let us make good use of it.
Here we go. Maybe boss spawn here. We'll see. Inferno in particular hates giving me boss spawns for some reason, though. This map and Vox Liberatus. The amount of range damage that Assault actually has for his secondary now is pretty insane. You know, plasma. Like, you can take the plasma and like 3 charge shot the range guys now. With all of his range perks. I haven't tested it with like the Wings of Flame to see like what the actual breakpoint is. But the plasma is kind of like a wacky tree still.
Canadians are running out of time. How close are you to the Promethium facility?
Arriving at the objective now.
Or maybe
Grab this.
The world this Xenos sought to consume now consumes its carcass.
I feel like balance parry windows in this game need a bit of a rework. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill this guy because that's half the fun. Because if I was unaware, balance parry windows currently have a negative frame startup, which means like there's like a 10 frame window where they are unable to parry. Like you'll get a block off on the enemy. That's just really weird for parrying in this game, and neither block nor fencing have that issue. They both have a 0 frame startup. Block just has like a 20 frame active, where fencing has 40 frames. Really weird decision. But the stats need to be better on some of these weapons. Especially balance. Should Saber devs add Zotes in future updates? I am curious to see what they'll add next. They're adding a Chaos Spawn. I know that. They are adding a Chaos Spawn, for those who are unaware. Well, that's at least leaked in some sense. In some regard. And it was supposed to be like an enemy that can like combine together, which is pretty cool. I'm curious how that would function, from what I've heard. But you know, I'll be real. I don't really give a shit about a new Chaos Extremis or like Majoris. I've heard they're both like Majoris and Extremis in like a wacky way. But I'm not interested in a new chaos enemy unless it like properly fixes how the actual faction works. Because right now I think chaos is just in a pretty poor state. Not as bad as launch, I will say that, but it has a lot of annoying enemies. A lot of the missions just kind of drag on. And I wouldn't even say they're necessarily harder for like the builds that are built for them, same way that like builds built for Tyranids are pretty easy. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh, that still worked out. Generator 3. I can do that.
Generator 3 is
Hey, that's a lot of
current.
dudes.
Eliminates these unholy
That's even more dudes. No, I need to land on this. That might have been a waste, actually.
Jump pad refuel.
I need that slide naps burst on him.
We must deliver that generator from Xenos assault.
I was feeling pretty delivered to me.
I am airborne ready. Right now, let us keep that swarm from ever reaching generator 4.
X-axis aligned. Fighting on this side as well.
Alright, as long as he...
Leg of this race is behind you.
As long as I break up the zone and throw up, I don't really care too much about the other one.
Competition
I'm gonna deal with him later.
provides service before components are armed.
I handle these generators. Though Power Rake's actually pretty good at dealing with these guys, and Power Roll is too. Not when there's like 15 Majoris around them.
Commencing reload. Its Xenos brain did not grant it the wisdom to flee.
Ravens don't want to go for me. That's the only kind of obnoxious part about playing with bots. Is that bots aren't very good at killing most Majoris, especially melee Majoris.
Generator 1.
And melee Majoris are by far the easiest to kill when they actually decide to go against you, the player. So if there's like a Lictor just decides to attack the bot for like 20 minutes, you're kind of just stuck waiting. Or unless you have like a good ranged weapon for it. Or dedicate some significant time and effort. Really goes to show how important parrying and like block charges are in this game.
The Xenos infestation is stemmed for now.
Attention. Crane drive is jammed. Perform the necessary cleansing to resume.
And a crane drive. Alright, they got that. Let's just move on up here. Oh, hold on.
A lictor stalks us. Friends, take flight and let terror face the monster. The Xenos scum.
Crane requires intervention, brothers.
A Zoanthrope skull makes it worth it.
Crane requires intervention, brothers.
Jump pack refuel.
Now they did say next patch they're going to be buffing absolute difficulty, or they're going to be looking into it. So I'm curious to see what they're doing patch 8 for that.
Gifts from the forge.
And they said they're going to be following like the community poll, which means you won't be getting increased enemy HP, which I think is fine. Double Terminus though, which will probably also mean guaranteed Terminus spawns. That's a great change to me. Because Terminus are usually the spawns that can actually kill people in this game, especially if they spawn in with like Majoris and Extremis. Like the thing that actually kills you in absolute difficulty are the Extremis and Terminus spawns when they're mixed with hordes.
Swapping magazine. Be as an angel of death.
Oh, there's that buff.
Hold those mines.
Alright, where are the actual...
Feed us about the book.
Ready to intercept the Tyranid advance, Captain.
There is an observation platform overlooking the Promethium Fields. It will make a good vantage for your ambush.
The world this Xenos sought to consume now consumes its carcass. Avenging angel at your disposal.
I imagine they gave everybody prestige perks this time around, mainly because they want to give people some time to max out their prestige classes, and then they'll release like the new buffed absolute difficulty. Something like that. Thanks for all the content. It really helped me a month ago. I was struggling to finish Ruthless runs, and I'm easily cleaning absolute runs. Hey, thank you very much, Michael, for the kind words and the super chat. It's much appreciated. I'm glad I could help. You know, sometimes I'm wrong in my guides, guys. But, you know, I try to be accurate when I can and correct where I can. You know, I can't go and re-edit a video, but I did make an update guide on the combo skip for the chain sword. And sometimes that's how YouTube is, where, like, you know, you put something down, and you say, like, one incorrect sentence, and it's just there until you update the video, like, months and months later, or you make, like, a new one. And you have to hear you got to hear about it for months on end. It's great.
Xenos hunger is insatiable, but the Imperials dominate. Soulful, fill your mind.
Now we'll do this.
Wrath shall reign.
Before he goes and, like, groups up with his boy.
Calibrate your aim, brother. Reloading magazine. Jump pack refuel.
Alright, I'm gonna go land on him before he goes into artillery stance here.
Stand in
Okay.
victory against this foul tyranny.
So maybe what I want to do here, we could get a boss spawn up here, but like unless it's like a neurothrope. Actually, even then I don't really care. There are technically 3 boss spawns left, but I've never seen the boss spawn at the very end. 2 for 1. Combo deal.
Xenos soldiers now consumes its carcass. Fresh magazine.
My opinion on the shield bash perk recently, or like shield bash perks in general, it's been kind of changing. I think the Merciless Resolve, which is the no knockback one, that one's actually pretty good. I know I said in my video that it was trash, but like that one can definitely be alright if you aren't taking Armored Advance. I just don't think it's very good with Armored Advance. Like, it's a little redundant. I think we're better off just taking damage on Banner, but then again, a lot of people take Invigorating Icon on their banner and hardly use their banner anyways, so maybe that's better for people like that. We're playing with Invigorating Icon, though I am very curious to see what they're actually going to do with Invigorating Icon. I haven't really checked the forums at all on Focus Entertainment's forums to see what people have suggested as a change. But I imagine it's going to be fundamentally reworked, because you really can't have... Like, any healing in this game that's, like, on command and, like, a full heal for your entire team is just always going to be busted in a game with limited healing. It will always be a top-tier perk. Trap him. Careful dance around all the spawn mines. So no boss spawn again. I'm telling you, this map's a little bugged, at least when you're playing solo. Actually, not even when you're playing solo. I've had this happen in the actual groups all the time too. We just got a power roll in.
Jump pack refuel. The Xenos infestation.
A lot of whip warriors.
Commencing reload.
You canceled my jump pack. I mistimed it. You bastard.
Avenging angel. Another alien falls to the Imperial's keen blade. Let this harassing alien titan boulder.
For those of you who have asked, if you get more damage the longer you stay up in the air, you can charge a ground pound. There's even a perk for it that, like, it goes even up higher. I'm not sure if it actually, I'm pretty sure it is. I'll be real, guys. I've actually never checked if, like, it normally does more damage on the charge. I'm not gonna pretend that I just know that information. But, it does feel like it does in my experience. Even without the perk, like the enhanced ground pound perk. Well, even if it doesn't, there are benefits to staying up in the air with things like you can dodge. Certain shots are coming your way, you can dodge certain like AoEs or on the ground or whatever.
Now, jump pack refuel. Slingshot injected.
Ow.
Take flight and let terror fall. Commencing reload. Conversion.
Especially with the
Skull makes a
increased time in the air perk. I forgot the name of it. Not the execution one. Like the 25% increased ground pound damage upon with like a 50% or something increased charge time. It's been a while since I've used that perk. But there are definitely some benefits to staying up in the air longer. Definitely the ability to have a few things in the game. Versus bosses especially. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only with this specific perk, though, that it busts the damage. Otherwise, it's just, like, time to move.
Dig in. We need that bomb triggered for optimal yield. Orbital scan estimates the bulk of the swarm will not be in position for a while yet. Keep your heads and get it done.
The enemy seeks to consume this place and us with it.
tell you what needs an actual rework in this game. Are these the sword warrior walking? The damage reduction these guys get from holding up their sword arms, even when you ground pound them, kind of ridiculous, kind of unnecessary if you ask me, and it's extra toxic when these guys have enrage. Sword warriors when enraged are actually on crack in this game. They are probably the most overtuned enemy, in my opinion. Not that enraged mechanics are exactly amazing on their own, but there are times when you're fighting a sword warrior like this, when he's enraged and he puts his little bone swords up to block, and he has so much stagger resist and so much damage reduction that you pretty much just have to wait for him to attack you. And that is never a fun mechanic, in my opinion.
The Xenos infestation is steady.
Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up.
See, range spam is pretty annoying too in this game, but having an enemy put up their little arms and block all of your ground pound damage is quite anti-fun. At least in the case of ranged enemies, it definitely feels like they're designed around having your teammates be like range focused, like a sniper or something, because snipers and tacticals can obliterate like zoanthropes and snipers very easily. So like a stalker bolt rifle or bolt sniper. Okay, let's grab this. I wouldn't mind like a crack grenade or something right now to kill this guy. I guess he's just one dude. I'll probably kill him before he even gets here. Oh, now I definitely can.
The swarm has almost fully committed. Be ready for my mark.
The world this Xenos sought to pursue. Now, jump pack refuel.
That's pretty tanky.
Avenging angel will dispose of.
Probably all of them now. Will quite hurt me if I do that. Or not. Close though.
You are clear to detonate. Cook those rotten bastards.
Let us spark the blaze of vengeance. Take flight and let terror fall. Order returns to the very
Talassa.
Alright, hit the button. Get me out of here. I think the jump pack dash build is pretty strong at the moment. Not really super strong against Chaos because Chaos just doesn't have a ton of perfect dodge opportunities. Doesn't really get like the full benefit. But really, Assault's not particularly good against Chaos in general. Definitely the weakest class versus him. But he's quite the monster versus here in his, like all his builds currently.
Extraction complete. Returning to orbit. commendable
Let's see what
work,
that was. I
brothers.
felt like a lot of guys, but recently on Absolute, I've seen a far higher concentration of warriors than actual Hormigons, so the total kills in matches has been quite a bit lower. I wonder if anyone else has experienced that. I have seen quite a few people talk about like the horde density going down in the recent hotfix. I definitely noticed like the warriors went up quite a bit, but I think to compensate, they made it so like Hormigons aren't as endless. Kind of lame. Yeah, 700. Like 19 extremists. This map has quite a few. No boss, though. Again, pretty lame. Anyways, that's all for this run. See what we do in the next one.